All right, now that we know what is for loop and we have also seen some examples of using for loop, in this video let's learn about while loop. Okay, so while loop executes the code as long as a condition is true. Okay, condition is met. All right, it actually works based on the conditions. Okay, so for example, let me actually comment this thing. I'll say while loop. Okay, so the syntax for while loop is simply use this while keyword and there will be one condition. Okay, so this is the while loop. All right, so now let's take one simple example. Let's say we want to print the count of a number until the count becomes 5. Okay, so let's say we have a count variable that is 1. Okay, so now I want to print the count until the count becomes 5. Okay, so I will say while count is less than or equal to 5. Okay, then what we want to do, we want to print the count. Okay, and then we will say count. For each loop we will increase the count by 1. Okay, so how to do that? Count is equal to count plus 1. Okay, count is equal to count plus 1. So let me explain you this code. So what is happening here is we have a count, count variable which is 1. Okay, so we are printing the count as long as the count becomes 5. Okay, how this count will become 5? Because for each loop we are adding 1 to this existing count. Okay, so let's say now the count is 1. Okay, so it comes here while count is less than or equal to 5. Okay, so this condition is true, right? If this condition is true, then it will print the count. Okay, so it will print 1, and after that count is equal to count plus 1, which means the existing count is 1, and to this 1 we are adding 1 again. Okay, so 1 plus 1, 2. Now the count is 2. Okay, now the count is 2. It is checking whether this 2 is less than or equal to 5. The condition is true again, right? So again it is printing 2, and again it is adding 1 to this 2. That means the count will become 3, and then again it is printing 3 and 4, and then finally it becomes 5, right? So for the 5 it is printing, it will print 5, and then the count will become 6. Okay, so once this count becomes 6, here the condition will become false, because if 6 is less than or equal to 5, the condition is false, right? So that's why this will exit the code. Okay, the code will stop executing once the condition becomes false. Okay, let's run this. Let's run this code, and you see it is printing 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so as long as the condition is true, it will run the code. Okay, it will run the code. Once the condition becomes false, then it will exit the code. All right, so I hope you understood about the while loop. Now we can also take one more example for while loop. You can use a while loop for using a flag also. Okay, let's say we have the flag, let's say, is running. Let's say we have some code running. Okay, is running is equal to true. As I said, true and false is a boolean value, and programmatically we call it flags. Okay, so we have a flag is running, that is true. Okay, now I will say while running. Okay, while it is true. Okay, not running, it is running. Okay, so here I will take one user input. Okay, here I'll take one user input. That input is type stop. Type stop to end executing. Okay, type stop to end executing. All right, now if user input is equal to stop, Okay, if the user types stop, then running, is running will become is running will become false. Okay, is running will become false. If the user doesn't type stop, then it will not, it will keep running. Okay, let's save this and let's clear it up and just try this code and type stop to end executing. Okay, now what I'll do is I will not write stop, I will say something else, test. And you see, it is again running the loop. It is again, it is again coming inside this while condition. For example, right now you see it is asking me type stop to end executing, right? The program is actually waiting for my, the user's input. Okay, it is paused here. All right, now if I write Ratan here, so what it will do is it will actually go to the next line and it will see user input. So is it stop? No, right? So if it is no, then the is running state will still be true, correct? It will still be true. Then again the while loop will keep running. Okay, now you see here. Okay, again it is asking me same thing. So if I say stop, then you can see the program has been executed. I mean exited. You understood? So you might have seen this kind of thing, if you have used some, command prompts or Linux terminals and all that, you might have seen this kind of prompt, type X to end or type X to continue, all this thing, right? So there also you use this kind of while loops. Okay, so that's about while loops, and in the next one we will see the nested for loops.